Hello Scorpio, welcome back to the Spirit's Path. This is D, and this is your horoscope for the month of May 2021. And just to recap, everybody starts out this year with the Ancestor card, listening to your universal beat on your universal path and walking through the birch trees, right? You started January out with the King of Bows in the Adder. All right, and the King of Bows is about mystical power and healing. So in January, you were asking yourself, where do you need to take charge? Possibly where's your enthusiasm going to lead you to this month? And February was all about hearth fire. All right, so maybe that, taking charge, maybe in January you said, you know what, in February I'm going to have a group together. All right, and I'm going to be enthusiastic and have, get together with some of my old friends. In March, it was represented by the energy of the Knight of Stones and the horse. And the horse was showing you what your path was, okay, in March, and asked the questions, where do you need to push through? All right, you started out with that adder and taking charge, and now that, okay, you met your friends, now it's time to move forward. All right, where do you need to push through? And what's holding you back from meeting those goals and desires and dreams? And then in April, the Nine of Vessels showed up. So, as you're pushing forward, as you're taking charge with what's going on with the Bows energy, that action energy, all right, there's some materialism that happened during the month before that, all right, in March, and now you can be generous. Okay, maybe you were, bestowed with a good raise or a bonus program or something like that, and you could be generous, with your money, right? Or whatever. Maybe your spirit. Okay, maybe your attitude, something on that nature, where you generously give yourself. Maybe it's volunteering, free time. Okay. So I'll shuffle these once more. I'll draw one card for the month, the theme, and then 4 cards for each week. And I really like this aspect. So Scorpio, what can you expect for the theme to be this month? If you were so generous last month in April, where'd your generosity lead you to? Your generosity led you into responsibility. 10 of Bows. Not necessarily carrying a burden, but knowing that the tribe that you're in is expecting you to do your best and be responsible for what you have. All right, that first week of May will be represented with the energy of, I just want one card, healing, 7 of Stones. The second week of May is represented by the life lessons card of the Stag, okay, or justice, carrying out justice, or finding justice, maybe with that 10 of Bows responsibility, that you have the opportunity to do that. Maybe there's some justice in being responsible. Maybe you're showing somebody, hey, I could do this. That third week of May is represented by that Knight of Arrows, a hawk. Okay, and he is representative of power and vision. And he's going to ask a couple of questions as well during this month. Knights are tacticians and fighters, and arrows is all about logic and reasoning. So, you've got, the month is all about creativity. You got some materialism, you got some thought process going on here too. And in the fourth week, that energy is 3 of Bows, fulfillment. So that's good. You start the month out with some healing. You're being very responsible with whatever's being given to you based on the generosity that you had last month. All right, and you're going to heal through this. You're going to find some justice with what's possibly within the position you're in. All right, I feel this is work related based on the responsibility you have. Could be family related too, right? All right, you can have that vision and power from the Knight of Arrows, and then at the end of the month you're going to be fulfilled with the responsibility that you have. All right, Scorpio. So the Ten of Bows and responsibility is your theme for the month, and ten's about completion. This could be a completion of some action that you've taken. All right, and the responsibility, it could be a burden. I don't feel it is. I feel that the tribe put this upon you, or you took it upon yourself to be responsible to, show your actions. And maybe that was based on the generosity that happened last month. So, I feel that this is work related for you. That maybe you've got a big bonus. Maybe you got a nice raise, came with a nice promotion, and it was your bosses and everybody, the tribe the corporation you work for, recognizing you, giving you more responsibility to do what you have to do, right? With that responsibility, as let's see, I'm laying it down there. So it's responsibilities looking into the Seven of Stones. All right, responsibility is looking into or carrying that burden into June as well. All right. As you take on this responsibility, there's going to be some healing involved. And if this is a work situation and you're taking on that work responsibility, I feel the healing is more of a self-healing. Okay, an opportunity to look at yourself, saying, I've worked so hard for this position, and they've bestowed upon me this great responsibility. I should have never doubted myself. All right, and this is what this is going to do. Is this going to raise your self-esteem? It's going to raise your self-confidence as you're moving forward. Okay, but take that time also of the ability to meditate and listen to what your soul has to say for this healing to take part. Okay, you might need some physical healing, but you also might need some spiritual healing in the process of this. All right, because anytime you take on more responsibility, you could become sidetracked or blinded. You could have those blinders on and not realize the impact that it's going to have on your physical or spiritual or soul as you're moving forward. So keep that in mind during that first week, that seek out some stability, some healing. All right, now in the second week is a life lessons card with the stag. And with responsibility comes the opportunity to make things right. Okay, maybe from your predecessor, maybe from a mistake you made in the past. All right, but the stag is about justice, but it's also about the yin and the yang. Okay, the dark and the light. You have to look at it in the aspect of, if you're you have that position of responsibility to meditate justice out, do so with the right information. Okay, just don't go lopping off heads. All right, talk to people. All right, be justified in your actions of what you're doing with you having this this responsibility. All right, don't just go in there just trying to create havoc. Okay, do so where it's going to be beneficial for you as well as your coworkers, as well as the company. Okay, being justified in your actions. All right, with this being bows energy. That's what it is, bows energy. All right, and just understanding that for every action that's positive, there may be a negative reaction. Okay, it's that ripple effect. Okay, so be aware that the actions that you take are going to be watched very closely, not only by your superiors, but by those that are underneath you as well. The third week is represented by the Knight of Arrows. That's the hawk, and he is representative of power and vision. And that third week, if you've got the responsibility and you've done some healing, and maybe you have to make some decisions around manpower or cost cutting or something like that, all right, this Knight of of arrows, this hawk is going to ask you, what do you need to stand up for? Maybe your superiors are asking you to do something different, okay? And you need to ask the question, help me understand. Help me understand why you want me to do this. Help me understand why you want me to cut this person or transfer this person or, cut my budget, okay? And you have to, if you're responsible enough and you have the authority to ask that question, I would ask it anyway, even if I didn't have the authority, okay? But I would ask that question to get a better understanding of it. That way, when you're meting out that justice, that you have all the information you need, okay? And that Knight of Arrows also says that. Check your information. Have you checked the information that's out there, okay? So check with what's going out there. Be like that Knight of Arrows that third week, all right, in doing so. And during that fourth week, what will happen is you'll find out that everything that's led you up to the end of this month, that fourth week of May, Scorpio, okay, it's going to give you two options. And it's leading you down that three of bows, that fulfillment. Okay, so even though responsibility is tough, being a manager, being a supervisor, and having to ask those questions, okay, you'll be fulfilled because what's happened is you've taken on more of that responsibility. Okay, you've taken on more of a director's role in learning about that, and whatever path you take, whether it's to the right or to the left, you're going to be fulfilled. All right, and it's having that balance, right? That's what she's got on there. This person's got on the front of their gown, is that balance. Find that balance between responsibility and possibly that stag card, right? Of doing what's right, just not only for the organization but for you and your coworkers as well. Stand up like that Knight of Arrows. Stand up for what you believe in. Okay, so there you have it, Scorpio. That's your energy for this month. The 10 of bows and responsibility. Hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel, share it with others, and we'll talk to you in the month of June, Scorpio. Take care, God bless, and stay safe.